Hello, Cloud the Great here, back for another Jackknife review. Today we have the Goso dimple jackknife. This jackknife is on a couple different websites and it goes from anywhere from $10 to about $15. It usually comes with a little tension tool. Sometimes it comes with two, but I got the version with only one. It's got 4 profiles. All of these profiles can be used for dimple picking, but you might notice 2 of them here are more like hooks than just dimple flags. They're rather tall, but they can be used for regular pin tumbler picking, which makes this really quite nice to have around. There's not very many jackknives on the market right now with the capability to pick dimple and pin tumbler. I know that you can pick a lot of dimple locks with just a hook from other jackknives, but not very many of them offer specifically dimple picks. Now, they are a little bit thick. You're not going to be getting these into super paracentric keyways, but they do alright for little locks and such. The lockup on this is really good. Super simple. All it is a flat back for these profiles to sit flush against. I guess there's technically no lockup per se, because it's free floating back, but they get in there good. Really good. Now, I don't have a whole lot of experience picking dimple locks. In fact, I only have 2 dimple locks in my possession. One of them I have here. Another one is a purple belt SEPA HDS that I may or may not have bricked this morning. I'm still pulling pins out of the keyway and seeing if I can salvage something. This lock's really nothing special. And I would much rather show you the pin tumbler aspect of this. Alright, and to start off we got the good old acrylic padlock. It was a little difficult finding locks that will take these big old picks. I mean, they're really quite thick. About as thick as my previous budget jackknife. However, you weren't single pin picking with that one, and you are with this one. Feels about the same quality of steel as well, but what that means is you really got to be careful and really gentle with these picks. I don't know if you can see the bend already working its way just from the couple of takes that I've done to make this video. Just something to be aware of. Alright, we're going to start off with a little master number 5. We can just barely get that tensioner in that came with it, and we're using the shortest of the hook profiles. On the Goso set. Now, these hooks are quite tall for getting in here. It could be something that you alter yourself. You could file these down quite easy and turn them into really nice hooks. I haven't done that though for purposes of demonstration, but we did get this Master 5 open. Lastly, we have a little quick set deadbolt. Alright, finishing up here with this Goso Jackknife. If you've never seen my channel before, we like to talk about a few different aspects of the Jackknife before we conclude. We start with the price. This one is going to come out around $10 to $15 depending on where you order it from. I would definitely class this in a budget Jackknife. You know, $15 at worst isn't bad. We like to rate them on the EDC scale of how easy is it to carry, how good does it feel while you carry it, and this one is going to get the same as the last budget Jackknife, a 7 out of 10, because it's designed to be worn on a keychain, and that's how I would carry it. That's how I have carried it. We like to list the profile count, in which case this one has 4 profiles, 2 dimple flags, and 2 hooks slash, well, hooks. It comes with 1 tensioner. It's not bad, can be used for top or bottom, has a hole for the keychain, so it can all stay together real good. Which brings us into our next topic, which is retention. The retention on this pick is technically non-existent since they're not locking. However, it really doesn't need to be. The rivets were put in quite tight, so it holds itself in well, and the flat back against the Jackknife itself keeps it in a good position while picking, I'd say. I'm going to actually give this an 8 out of 10. Up next is build quality. I'm going to rate this one slightly worse than my last budget Jackknife, and the reason for that is they used rivets instead of screws that you can take apart yourself to repair, replace, modify. You won't be able to do that easily on this set. You can do it, just not easily. And also, my other budget Jackknife did not expect you to be single bin picking and putting a lot of pressure on those profiles. If you're going to try that with this set, you need to be careful. It can bend on you. Which is why I'm going to give the build quality a 5 out of 10. The feel while picking is going to get a 7 out of 10. It's really quite good. The lockup on it makes it so that it transfers feedback really well through the pick. You'll be able to feel what you're doing so long as you don't break it. My final thoughts is, for a budget Jackknife, this is a really good set. especially if you intend on picking dimple locks, but also want to have the accessibility to pick standard pin tumbler locks. As previously stated, that that you don't get that option with a lot of jackknives, so this one kind of brings something special to the table, and it does it at almost the most competitive price. There is one jackknife that's cheaper, but it is also significantly worse. I won't spoil which one that is, but that is a wrap on the Goso Jackknife. Cloud the Great signing off. Thank you for your time. Hope you have a good day.